Huh? Hang on, wait. Very sharp.
Huh?
Said very sharp. What is that for?
It's tungsten. Heat the metal up. that's the part that directs the heat. I stuck it in there. I went to start again and I stuck it in it and stuck to it. So.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way it had it. It's like it's got a little bit of like undercut or something.
What is that?
It's got like an undercut where it didn't fuse the
Oh, okay.
metal all the way up.
right, what are you up to?
Trying to make headers.
Thought you were supposed to have that done and running.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
So you fell in
Weren't really productive. We was productive, but we wasn't really productive last weekend. And that's when my goal was to have it running last weekend, and ended up messing up one of the tubes. Headers didn't get done, so we was a failure.
So trying to make up time.
I'm working on it. That's
You were supposed to go to Lima today.
I was supposed to go to Michigan to pick the rear end up today, and then last night when I talked to Jasper, said that they hadn't got it out yet. They was going to get it out today and meet me in Lima, and then they got a whole bunch of snow, so he's talking about bringing it all the way to me now. So hopefully tomorrow night, being Saturday night, he said that or Sunday morning, as long as like the weather doesn't get really bad again. So waiting on that so I can do the anti-roll bar, get the shock tabs and the shock bar in. And, there's a lot of work right there that needs done, but I've got plenty to do to keep me busy. That's why I figured I'd start on the headers last night. And this is just one side. The other side I think is going to be a little worse because it was already started. Jerry was trying to get back to where he was when he started with it, because he got a little mind fucked and he just wanted to start over. So, but he is getting really busy, and it's hard for him to make it down here. So while I have his welder, I'm trying to make as much progress with the welding as I can. You can see over there what's been going on, what's going on. A couple bars in the back. It's a whole lot of waiting. Like the door bar we messed up, held up. I could have put the electronics and the wiring and all that stuff in, but it was going to make it really hard to weld that bar without laying all over the electronics. So I decided to leave them out. I went and picked up the tube today. I'm going to try to have that in this evening. Then I can set the electronics in it and start throwing wires out, laying it all out and everything. So, I just keep going from one thing to another, trying to finish something up. We can go over and look at it.
Come a long way, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, there's still a lot to do. It's just sitting there. The fuel cell's just sitting there. The bars are welded in. Fuel cell's just sitting there. Still I'm going through my head on where to put weight bars. Like I want some in the front just in case this thing is like the other car and loves to wheelie. So I'm probably gonna put some weight bars up front, and then like I'm honestly praying that this car don't want a bunch of weight like that car. That car didn't like weight, so it took very little to get it to work. And I'm not sure, did we go on the wires?
Yes.
Did we go over that with the wires out so you can see them?
I posted the video that you showed of where it was pinched.
Okay, when it was in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
You got it out now?
That's going out. wires laying in a few different spots.
We gotta go through and mark quite a bit things off on that.
Yeah, I tore the fuel pump apart last night, which is right here, because the wires were melted. I don't know where I threw it. There's the wires. But once it passed through the grommet, everything was good. I torched that, getting it out of the plate. I can't get one of those, it seems like, from Jegs or Summit, or I guess Magna Fuel. It won't ship out to the end of the month, and then Jegs told me like 2 to 3 weeks after it ships before I'll get it. So my soldering iron isn't working good enough to solder it back in, so I've got to get a better soldering iron. I'm gonna put my own, just rewire it myself. Fuel pump's only 2 years old, and the inside of it still looks new, so everything's good. And then
The wiring.
that's the old one out of it. Here is the power wire. It jumpers over. And right there is where it was pinched. I thought ground. They must have the ground wire coiled up. Let's go find the ground wire. I think it's got a spot on it too. So it definitely energizes the body. No idea. Oh yeah, whole big roll of it right here. Yeah, right there.
So what will you do this time to try to prevent that from happening, or can you?
Ain't really not a whole lot you can do. Realistically, if it happens again and I run it somewhere else, no matter where you put it, it's still around metal. So if it smashes in, it's gonna do it. So yeah, I don't know on that. All the wiring is out, ready to transfer. So hopefully I can get a lot done this weekend. I've been out here every night this week. Just doesn't really show a whole lot because I don't have a whole lot of time to make big progress, and it's just me. So
During the week.
yeah, throughout the week, because I got to work and Darren and Allie. But I have been out here every night, so we will keep pushing forward.
How are you feeling physically with your side and stuff like that? Does that bother you anymore?
My tailbone still bothers me. My side's good.
What about mentally?
Like sitting on that stool welding and stuff, it hurts my tailbone real bad. I'm noticing that if I like slide down when I sit, like I always do, it hurts my tailbone, so I got to sit up, helping with my posture, I guess. Mentally, I'm just as dumb as I ever was. It's not like it scared me or anything.
I mean, do you feel stressed because you feel overwhelmed? Or does it come and go?
Yeah, no, like, honestly, it's nice having somebody here to help, like having Jerry here and Troy and Jason when he comes, and it's nice having people here to help. And I'm enjoying I'm having fun building it. I'm enjoying building the car, and honestly, like, I feel like I can, as long as the funds are there, because they are depleted, but there's a lot that still needs done for that car, and like I'm motivated now. I'm having fun doing it. So
How do you feel
Hopefully,
like?
not,
Go ahead.
not to cut you off.
No,
but
go ahead.
Hopefully I can, once this one's done, or at least done enough to where I need to go somewhere nice to test it. I'm hoping that like I still have that momentum and can get on that car because I really wanted that car done, and it's been 4 years.
I'm gonna come around you here.
So
Ah, that was my ankle.
I've got a lot of parts for it as far as the engine's there. But I also still have a lot to get, and some of the stuff I used on the other car, so I'll have to replace that stuff. I think the drivetrain wise, the big thing will be getting a 2-piece case. I've got a pretty badass transmission, but it's a 1-piece Chevrolet case.
I'm gonna walk over here. I know we got stuff piled around it now since we moved it, but I want to look at that cage since everybody's seen the new cage put in compared to the cage that's in the turbo car. Just
And we're not done with that.
Yeah.
We're still going to add the funny car cage. We've got some additions to do to that car. It's just,
Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen right now for Digger Dollar.
That's the engine. We had to move the turbo car back so he could get to the
It got cold.
furnace because it got cold. We had to put some wood in.
Now the wheels, these wheels I got for that car, but Thanksgiving weekend I've got a deck lid coming and another set of the Magnum 2.0s, like what was on the car originally.
Okay.
So this combo was, what was it, 8 pounds each? I think it was 8 or 9 pounds each heavier than that combo.
The original.
Yeah. And the tires were only 2 pounds different. So that's the wheel, the weight of the wheel that was heavier. And yeah, I'm excited about getting this.
Yeah. I know you were really after this. So.
Whenever I was looking at wheels, I couldn't pull them off.
You said
Whenever I was looking for wheels, just keeping my eyes open for wheels, I didn't find any. And like everybody's wanting so much for them. And then I run across these and I just bought them. I didn't realize how heavy they were. And they're still a light wheel, don't get me wrong. But I actually had tried messaging. Bobby Ducote had wheels for sale, and I tried messaging on that in Messenger, and he said he wasn't getting them. And then Bolton Patrick got a hold of me about, that's who had the wheels and a deck lid. He said he saw that I had gotten wheels and was wondering if I was interested in a deck lid. So that transpired into what wheels did you have, this, that, and the other, and we ended up making a deal. But I can't wait to get those. Like, I just like those wheels.
let me
And
go over and look, show people what wheels you're talking about that you had on there before.
The Magnum 2.0.
Yeah, but that one's been up obviously. But so I've seen it asked in the comments before. How do you feel like the new Raggedy Ann is going to compare in competitiveness versus the old car?
I hope better. There was a lot of stuff on the old car that I wanted to change, and I was afraid to. I had
Like, list some things that you wanted to change that you're
I
afraid to.
wanted to do the torque boxes. I wanted a chromoly cage. There wasn't really a whole lot that I could do to lighten it up, but figure out a way to lighten it up. And I wanted a fabricated 9-inch rear end in it. Granted, I didn't get that on either end, but I think I'll be happy with this 8.8. I think this car is going to be faster once it's figured out. It's going to be lighter for sure. without a doubt, it's going to be lighter. And it's all fresh.
The brakes are going to be better.
Yeah, it's got, I mean, it's going to have TBM brakes front and back. We got Jeff Thomas's strut package and shock package. He went through my shocks and both sets of struts. I got my Vikings back. He went through those. He rummaged up enough parts to fix the one, or fix both of them, but the one, the body and everything was tore up, and he got enough stuff together to fix that. So I don't know, the valving I think is going to be different. I'm not going to know where to start, but once we get to testing it and start getting things figured out, I think that it should be faster, like without a doubt. I'm excited to get it done. Like, I want to get it done, and I'm moving away from that one. I'm like, okay,
Letting
I'm
go.
getting better. Yeah, I know it's going to be a struggle, just because I don't know suspension. Like I should, honestly, for racing as long as I have. I should know a lot more about suspension, and I don't know it. I know basics. I know stuff like that, and like
And
I
you
said,
knew what worked for that car.
Like I said previously, yeah, I knew what worked for that car because I was in it for so long. I've got thousands of passes and thousands of hits on the street in that car. So we had tried everything. We weekend after weekend after weekend of testing in the early stages, and we just figured it out. And that was one of the things I had asked for, some changes to my struts one winter, and everything that should have made it better. As far as going with a lighter spring, what did I do? Went with a lighter spring to have more stored energy. We lengthened the shaft a little bit, or got more travel out of it. Played with the valving a little bit, like everything that should have helped it. And I think the first race after doing all that was dig or die. And I went out there and the car didn't work. It didn't work nothing like it did previously. Things back, threw the old springs back on it. And I ended up right back where I was pretty much. Like, so that helped me be afraid to try things, because I was sure that winter, whenever I did that, I was sure that was going to help it, and it didn't. It hurt it. So what works for one car doesn't work for the other. That car you couldn't scale. You put it on the scales and do everything like you're supposed to, it wouldn't work. It would go right, go left. It just wouldn't. So everything had to be off. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. I'm excited. Like I said, I can't wait to get it on the dyno, get it running. I want to get it fired up. I've got a lot of time in one header, and I can only imagine on the other one, because I kind of have to put it back together to start over and then do everything. But once the door bar is in, the headers are on, I can put the electronics in, prime the engine up good, fire it up.